Hello, people. Well, you can probably tell because of my voice and because of that scarf that I am sick. I have a cold. But this is not the main subject today. It seems like I'm depressed, but I'm not. I'm just sick, I swear. Yeah, as you can probably tell also, because of my accent, I am French, and I am making this video in English. So yeah, I'm a French transgender guy. I'm 19 years old, and I live near Paris, just so that you know. What else? Yeah, I haven't started my medical transition yet. Well, I have, but I'm not on testosterone. But hopefully soon. So yeah, I came out to my friends in 2017. And it was in the month of May. Yes, because I realized that I was transgender. I realized that I am transgender actually in April, because I never watched TV, but that day I remember that I watched TV that day, and there was an interview of a transgender guy just like me, and he was talking about what made him think he was transgender. And I thought, oh, that's me, basically. And I remember that my mom told me, how do you want us to call you? And, well, she was saying that as a joke, but actually, surprise! I am transgender. So, yeah, I looked on the internet, what could I do? And I was happy to find out that I was not alone. But then, so I came out to my friends, and I came out to my parents, like, 1 year after I realized that I was transgender. So yeah, it took me a long time, but I finally did it, yes. And then nothing happened. Well, I had their reactions. My father was like, okay, we're going to do what is necessary for you to feel good. But I remember that he started crying because he thought I was a girl, but I'm not. And my mother asked me a lot of questions, especially about my sexuality, but that was not the main subject. She asked me questions about my sexuality, but sexuality has nothing to do with trans identity. I don't know if I can say trans identity, like trans identity being transgender. Just tell me in the comments if trans identity is a word, or else I will just say being transgender. And then for almost... oh, my hair is a mess. For almost a year, nothing happened, and one day I sent an email to my mom because I was too scared to talk to her. And in that email I told her that I wanted to medically transition. And it took a bit of time because I didn't have a doctor, like a family doctor, and I had to find one, first of all, because, well, it's easier to medically transition if you have a doctor, a proper doctor. I love this scarf. It keeps my neck warm. That's nice. So yeah, I needed a proper doctor. And when I went to the doctor, I was like, hey, can you please do something for me? And she was like, oh, you need to go to a therapist because, well, it's a Latin sentence, primum non nocere, and it means, first of all, do not do things that could hurt people. And, like, taking hormones can, well, it does irreversible things. This is quite a hard word to say. But yeah, it's pretty irreversible on certain aspects. Like, if you take testosterone, your voice changes and you grow hair, and you grow hairs actually, and your hairline recedes. But look at mine. I have a lot of hair, so this is not a problem for me, and I want tea. So yeah, she was like, I can't give you testosterone because, well, in France, doctors can give you estrogens. Well, it depends on the doctors, but there are certain hormones that they can't give you. I don't know how to say that word. I will look on Google Translate because I really need that word to continue. Because if I don't have that word, it will be difficult for me to continue. So, oh, order. Really? No, prescription. Yeah, that was that word I was looking for, prescription. So, yeah, your doctor cannot give you a prescription for testosterone in France. You can have a prescription for some medicine, like if you need paracetamol, you can, but for other things too. But not testosterone. So, to get the testosterone, I need to see an endocrinologist, and to get the endocrinologist to give me testosterone, I need a psychiatrist to attest that I am transgender, and that I am doing the good thing for me, and that I won't regret it, and that testosterone won't affect my mental health, or that I can go through the changes it might do to my mental health. And then I said, okay, so I am going to see a psychiatrist. And then my mom said, no, you are going to see 2 psychiatrists, because I want 2 people to say that you are really transgender and all, and that you can overcome the hormone replacement therapy. Well, I don't know if the great word to use is overcome, but like, she wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing, and I kind of disagreed with her, because I know myself and I know that I want testosterone, but I can understand her point of view because she's my mother, and I guess it's normal for a mother to take care of their kids' health, and well. And then I asked the doctor if I could get the ALD. So it means something in French, but I don't think that this is useful to give you the signification of the letters as I am talking in English. But basically, the ALD allows you to get your hormones, how do you say that verb? Refounded. Okay, so yes, the ALD allows you to get refounded. I don't know if this is how you use that word, but I hope that you understand. So yeah, and I asked her if I could get it right now, and she told me, well, go to a psychiatrist before asking, because I already had patients who wanted the ALD for having the testosterone refounded and having like some surgeries refounded too, and appointments with the endocrinologist refounded too. And well, her other patients couldn't get the ALD because the institution with which name is Social Security in France, but it would be the equivalent of the NHS in the UK. Well, this is an administration, and well, they are the ones who decide whether you can get the ALD or not, if you have good reasons to get it or not. And if you only say, I need it because I am transgender and I shouldn't pay to be perceived the gender that I am, and I shouldn't pay to feel good in my body, and well, they will read it and they will say, well, I don't have proofs that you are transgender, and maybe you are lying to me. So I need proofs. And the proof you can have is the appointments with the psychiatrist, or in my case, the psychiatrists with an S at the end. So yeah, I was like, okay, I will go to the psychiatrist before. So I saw a first psychiatrist in July, so it was a few months ago. We're in October, so that was 3 months ago. Then, well, I had this appointment and it was 90 euros, so it's expensive. But thank God I live in France and we have the social security, so they give you some of the money back. And then I also have a kind of insurance. Well, in French it's a different noun. It's when you pay each month, and then if you have to see medical specialists, or if you need to take some medicine, well, you get some of your money refunded. So basically, that was it. So I had to pay 90 euros, but I got my money back. Then I saw the second one in September, and then in October. Oh, yes, at the beginning of the month I saw her. So yeah, I saw that second psychiatrist already twice, but the first psychiatrist gave me the letter telling that I am transgender and that hormone replacement therapy is or could be a good thing for me. But the second one is not as nice as the first one, and she told me, well, I will give you that letter, but after the third appointment. So I already saw her twice, and I will see her in 10 days, so I am waiting. And then I will go back to my doctor and tell her, hey, I went to the psychiatrist and they told me I was transgender. Well, surprise! It's been almost 3 years, no, 2.5 years, since I say that I am transgender, so I already knew it, and I didn't need people to tell, hey, you are transgender, because I already knew it. But whatever. So I will see my doctor and get the ALD, and then I will see the endocrinologist for the first time in November, at the beginning of the month. It's hard to say. Like, TH is one of the hardest things to say for a French person trying to speak English. But I am trying my best, and I know that you are able to understand what I am saying, and this is the most important thing. So yeah, I will see the endocrinologist at the beginning of November, and then I will have to check my blood. So I will have to do blood tests. So I will do the blood tests. And then I will go back to the endocrinologist, and hopefully I will get my testosterone prescription, because now I know the word prescription. And yeah, when I will have the prescription, I will be happy, and I will just have to find a nurse. I guess nurse is only for women. I will check. Oh yeah, you have nurse and then male nurse. So yes, I will have to see a nurse or a male nurse to get my injection done, because in France we have two types of testosterone. We have one gel that you can apply on your arms or on your legs maybe, but it is not refunded by the social security, so you have to pay for it. And there are two types of testosterone that you can get in injections. So the first one, the first I will talk about is Nebido, which is basically something you get your shot every 12 weeks. It's quite a big shot of testosterone, but there is no spike of testosterone, because the other type of testosterone, which is androtardyl, with that you get a spike, but with Nebido you don't. But the problem is that for one shot you have to pay 100 euros or something like so it's very expensive and you can't get your money back. Often the endocrinologists in France give you a prescription for androtardyl, which is like, in the UK I know that some people take Sustanon, so androtardyl is almost the same. It's the exact same dosage, but the components aren't the same. I don't know what kind of testosterone people take in the United States or in Canada, because I mostly watch videos of people coming from the United States and Canada, but I didn't take the time to know what was the name of the name of their testosterone. And Sustanon is also used in Belgium, so that you know. Androtardyl. Basically, people often take androtardyl like every 2 to 4 weeks, and I will do that. But later on, I hope that I will be rich enough to pay for Nebido, because androtardyl is the only kind of testosterone that is refunded in France. But if I'm rich enough, I won't care about money, because I will be rich. I hope that one day I will be able to take Nebido, because I don't want to have to stab myself with a needle every 3 weeks. Basically that's it. I just want to leave this channel as a testimony, just so that you know how is transitioning like in France, and just so that you have another person to look at, so that maybe we can know what are the experiences of other people around the world, because I know that there is a guy in Norway, yes, it's Norway, whose name is Kovu, and Kovu, I guess. This is how it's pronounced, Kovu. Well, he talks really fast in his videos compared to me. But yeah, he comes from Norway and he talks about transitioning, and I think that this is interesting to know what is transitioning like in other countries, and that's why I watch videos from people coming from England or Ireland or Canada or the United States or Belgium, and Kovu from Norway. And now on YouTube there is me coming from France, and I will make my videos in English because English is a language spoken all around the world, and it's, well, it's a worldwide language. I know that French is spoken in a lot of countries, but not as much as English. And it will also allow me to be more fluent in English, because I know that I can have a conversation, but sometimes I struggle, and I don't want to struggle speaking English, because later on I would like to be an English teacher. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say for this video. Well, in this video. I'm noticing my own mistakes. This is kind of funny. So yeah, well, I don't know what to say to end this video, so maybe take care of yourself and see you later on.